drop them in the chat. We'll go all over the place. I do have some questions prepared. Just full transparency, we posted something in our Facebook group. We've been posting in the Discord, just asking for questions. And through our customer service team, we've kind of called a bunch of FAQs. So I have some prepared, which we can go through. And if any others kind of pop in your mind, just drop them in the Q&A and we'll get to them. We'll prioritize the ones that get dropped in here and answer them. But beyond that, it's an exciting time. You know, obviously the LGSc is something we put together this year. And the whole idea behind it was supporting retailers through COVID. And in a lot of ways with this transition, Card Shop Live is a thing. You know, ChannelFireball as an e-commerce platform is ending. It's becoming a marketplace, and that we will still have a vehicle for sealed product, Card Shop Live. But there's a weird way where you and I, John, have been part of the retail community. Your whole life are moving away from it. So it's a good way to ground us, keep us in our retail roots. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to do this. Of course, the ChannelFireball Marketplace is incredibly exciting. It's the biggest. I will say this for both of us, for John and I, for Superstars of Sports Inc., for ChannelFireball.com. This is the biggest endeavor we've ever had as a company, without question, right? This is huge change. We were just talking about this before going live. We saw a picture. We haven't been in the warehouse at Henderson. We saw a picture now of all the empty shelves. All the Magic Singles are gone, John. We don't have Magic Singles in the warehouse anymore.
Oh, it's weird.
Which is crazy, but okay. Let's get started. Let's get running here. First question, and this is really a big question. We've gotten a lot from retailers, from customers too, and even a few tweets. What is the plan for marketing the ChannelFireball Marketplace to consumers? We've been pushing a bunch of retailers. Hey, join us. You can do that right now. CFB.gg. If you're on the marketplace, go sign up. You know, it's the easiest thing in the world. There's people working right now, phone calls right now. I'm in a Slack chat. People are talking, getting you signed up. So if you go to CFB.gg, you can get onboarded ASAP. But what are we doing? What is our team, the ChannelFireball team, doing to market the marketplace to consumers?
It's a great question. It's funny to answer it rather than you being our CMO, but I will take a shot and you can correct me. So yeah, I mean, with obviously launching a new marketplace, this is a huge new step for our company and our brand. But I guess what it's going to be located at ChannelFireball.com. So I mean, ChannelFireball.com over the last 12 years has built up an audience of millions of people that come every month. And a lot of people that have shopped with us for over a decade. So we're not starting from scratch here with like a brand new brand or anything else that we need to like build from the ground up. We have a pretty good baseline that we're starting from. But that being said, we're going all out with our marketing. I mean, all of our affiliates, the pro team, everybody that we have currently creating content for us, all of that is going to be driving traffic to ChannelFireball.com as it has. But now that's going to be driving traffic to your products on our marketplace. So, I mean, and we're making new investments, obviously, with, partnership with Jimmy and Josh from the Command Zone and Game Nights. Yep. I mean, that was a tremendous, very exciting, partnership to finalize before the marketplace goes live. The largest, I think, YouTube show and podcast for Magic, definitely for, casual or Commander content. So that's a huge audience that will now be driving traffic to all your products on the marketplace. All of the email and paid ad campaigns that we do for products through as ChannelFireball, those will continue. And actually, the budget has increased significantly. Going into I think next week, right? Is basically like we've increased our budget a lot, and we're going to be pushing. Through all different social media channels and everywhere that we can reach, our audience, letting them know, hey, this marketplace is happening. We have way more inventory than ever, and here's your opportunity to like support local game stores, and that's really what we're looking to push. And then on top of that, we have the launch promotion for the first month, Marketplace Madness. Anyone who shops on the marketplace will be entered to win prizes throughout the month. Grand prizes being an unlimited Black Lotus, first edition Charizard, first or alpha box of Welcome to Wrath. So, I mean, some pretty huge grand prizes, but every day we're going to be giving out prizes, boxes of, current sets, slightly older sets, but it's going to be like, I really feel like it's going to build momentum. We run marketing campaigns like this in the past for events and for buy list, and we found that like, it gets a lot of traction at the beginning, and then it just kind of grows from there as we get closer to the grand prizes. So we're excited about that. But yeah,
the context I love, and I'm just gonna repeat myself here. The context that I love for this is, one, we're not starting from scratch, as John's already said. So right away, you have the ChannelFireball Marketplace. Guess what? If we do nothing, and we're going to do a lot more than that, if we do nothing, now you have millions of visitors to your website, to your stores, to your cards every month. That's doing nothing, right? That's just the volume of passive visitors to channelfireball.com. Now all of a sudden you have LSV with his set reviews doing ad reads, sending people to your items. You have limited resources doing ad reads, sending people to your items. You have Jimmy and Josh on the Command Zone game nights doing ad reads, talking about the marketplace, sending their viewership to your items. Like that, that just blows me away. That's a huge lift, I think. And then finally, as John already said, we have this other, we're contracting with a marketing company who's going to do a huge thing. You don't have to take our word for it. Bob McIntosh from 3DC, that's the company we're working with. He's presenting at this LGSc on how you can market your store inside the marketplace and outside the marketplace later this afternoon. So there's, on all cylinders, every piece of content, every influencer, every major person you've ever identified with ChannelFireball, and then throw Jimmy and Josh in, pushing people to your items at your store. I just think that's such a huge lift. So I can't be more excited about how much marketing is going into this. It's been a lot of fun planning it out. As John, you mentioned, I'm the CMO, so I've been at the ground floor working on it. It's just been a lot of fun working on it. Right away, okay, first question from Dylan. Is there a timeline for a planned launch in Canada? This is one of the most popular questions we get. Kind of more generically, what is the timeline for expanding the ChannelFireball Marketplace into other regions? And then for Dylan here, specifically in Canada.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously we'd like to expand as far and as quickly as possible. But I think what our focus is really releasing products that work well, that are stable, that are doing everything they need to do before we add more on. And I think that's a really important thing with this project. As Vashi said, it's such a large launch for us and for the community. We want to make sure that everything is working properly for the US launch, and that we get some of these initial things that we need to add to the marketplace right after launch done before we even start to set a timeline for expanding to other regions. We hear you, we get the feedback. I would have loved to launch this thing worldwide, but that's just not realistic. We would have been waiting 3 years to have that ready to go. So it's really a matter of not putting too much on the plate of the team and the developers to do too much too quickly and end up with a base product that isn't working well. So we want to make sure that this launches successfully. Then, yeah, obviously we're looking into expanding other regions as quickly as possible. But again, I don't want to set any timeline now because we want to take one step at a time. Yeah,
it's down to fundamentals, right? You got to get your fundamentals sound, right, and make sure you're running on all cylinders fundamentally, and then you start to look like, okay, where can we take this to? So no set timeline right now for expansion anywhere, but a very, very popular question. So thank you, Dylan. That is one of the biggest questions we get with marketplace and stuff like that. So okay, I've already signed up. How long does approval for the marketplace take? And keep in mind, obviously, Binder POS has opportunities to work directly with the marketplace. You don't need to do that. You can do a CSV upload, but just no matter what, if you're coming to the marketplace, you need to go through the ChannelFireball Marketplace sign up. You can do that at cfb.gg. If you're a retailer, head there and they can get you started on the sign up right now. But John, how long does approval take?
So the approval time is stated as 48 hours. So we do that because there are some pieces of it, like you need to get Stripe set up, and that's kind of out of our hands how long they take to approve. But 48 hours is what our stated time is. A lot of the time it happens faster, but that's just like if you need to set your watch by it, plan on 2 days.
Absolutely, yeah. We try to get it done as quickly as possible, but 48 hours on the outside is the time. Okay, what are the marketplace's plans for expanding into new product lines, specifically MetaZoo and Digimon? But what are the plans for expanded product lines on the ChannelFireball Marketplace?
I mean, big picture, it's like if retailers are stocking these products and they want to sell them on the marketplace, we want to have them available to you. Both with Binder POS and with the marketplace, we want to make sure the catalog is complete as possible and accurate as possible. But similar to the regional expansion, we want to make sure that the product that we're putting out there, at launch is solid, it's stable, it's working, and then we're gonna add more product lines to it soon thereafter. I know MetaZoo is top of the list. We want to get that on, and we're really trying to get it on before launch. But unfortunately, it's just we had to set a line where it's like, here's what we're going to launch with, and then we can address adding new things. So I mean, again, I don't want to state a timeline just because I don't know the unknown. Like we're very confident in the product that we have. We think everything is going to go fine, but until it does, I don't want to say that this is going to be done within a certain amount of time. But it is very, very high on our priority list, especially getting MetaZoo on the marketplace, and then adding Digimon and these other games that there's a good following for is certainly high on our priority list.
Yeah, and I think one of the blanket things we can say about expansion, without at the risk of being a broken record, is really getting to launch, making sure everything's nice, stable, and sound. Fundamentals, like I said, and then looking at, okay, where do we want to expand? Whether it's regionally, with the marketplace, or whether it's product lines. Because expansion, is kind of the same thing either way. It's just a matter of like making sure we're through the door, we're nice and stable, we're looking good, feeling good, doing good, and then boom, start to like grow from there. So I think that's really the key thing when it comes to expansion and questions of product lines or new regions. So this is a very, very big one. We were dealing with these questions, John. I know you know this earlier this week, but how is the fee structure for the ChannelFireball Marketplace different from the fee structure for TCG Player? What are the differences here?
I mean, our goal here was to keep it simple and transparent, just because of there's some confusion over the total amount of fees you pay on different marketplaces. So I mean, for ours, it's very easy to calculate because there's no variables or hidden fees, right? I mean, it's 2.95% for sealed product. It's 8.95% for singles plus credit card. And there's a cap per item of $50 per item. So like a really super high-end card, the most you pay on a single item is $50. And that's, I mean, it's just that's what it is. I think that the fees are slightly less than what TCG Player charges for their like non-direct, non-other services. When it comes to the non-direct or the direct services and things like that, it's hard to calculate. So we don't really know how to compare, but I know that it's coming in lower. There's more money going to be in your pocket, the retailer, at the end of the month. And that was our goal, just to make it very easy to recap and see like, okay, here are the fees I paid, here's what I sold. And that's what it is.
Yeah, so I think the key here, and this is where we get a lot of confusion on the ChannelFireball Marketplace versus TCG Player, is there's kind of an apples to apples and oranges to oranges comparison, right? If you want to do a CSV manual upload on the ChannelFireball Marketplace versus the fees on the CSV upload to TCG Player, ChannelFireball comes in cheaper, right? Where confusion starts to happen is if you are on the binder POS system, there is an opportunity for you to sync your inventory directly. You don't have to do the CSV upload. You don't have to do the manual upload. You don't have to do either one of those. You can just kind of sync through the platform. The ability to kind of have to post on TCG Player without doing a CSV upload also exists, but that's, I think, TCG Pro. I always get confused between Pro and Direct. There's a lot about TCG Player that confuses me sometimes. So it's Pro, but you have to pay a higher fee for that. So if you compare, the Pro versus the fees of trying to list through one of our integrated platforms, which is Binder POS right now, then the fees on the ChannelFireball Marketplace still lower than the fees on TCG Player. So as long as you're doing the apples to apples and the oranges to oranges, you'll always see that the ChannelFireball Marketplace does come in with lower fees in total than TCG Player. And I think that's the important thing. That's where we normally get a little bit of confusion.
We have the retailer rewards, right? So it's like based on how much you sell on the marketplace, you're getting product back from us that you can then go sell in your store. And I think it offsets a good portion of the fees you'd be paying anyway, right? Like you can get boxes and singles and promos and everything there. And I'm sure we can go into it a bit later. So,
I alluded to this earlier, John, but this is like I said, a lot of these are very, very popular questions. So one of the big questions we've gotten, and I've already alluded to look, there's no more Magic singles in the ChannelFireball warehouse. They're gone. They're all gone. Will ChannelFireball continue to sell sealed products? And this is really the question of, I think at the nub of it, I know we're all gamers, right? And so it's always like, okay, you want to pin us down. What's the exact story? Like, what's really happening? Where's ChannelFireball going to be positioned as an e-commerce company moving forward? I think that's what sealed products, or what's ChannelFireball going to do? That's what we're really kind of getting to? Like, what is the existence of Channel Fireball as an e-commerce platform in a Channel Fireball Marketplace world?
Yeah, so I mean, Channel Fireball, the brand, is not going to be selling products other than the products on the marketplace, which are your products. We totally sold off all of our Magic singles. That was the primary product line that we were really selling as Channel Fireball anyway. So we sold off all of that. We rebranded or just launched a new brand, Card Shop Live, where we're going to be selling, sealed product. We'll be selling non-Magic singles just through that website. Will be listed on the marketplace as that brand. But listing products as Channel Fireball and the Channel Fireball Marketplace didn't seem right to us. So we've separated that out. We still have our the CFB Game Center in Northern California. That we didn't. We wanted to keep that going. It's been there for 27 years. So there's a small amount of singles being sold in the store. But yeah, the bottom line is the CFB Marketplace is our number one priority. That's where we're putting all of our time and energy and marketing dollars and everything. We have a team of people, we have relationships, we have a business we've had for 25 years. We're shifting that over, so there isn't the conflict, around Magic singles. And so that's basically what's happening.
I think there's a lot that goes into this decision because it was a tough one for us because we've been selling Magic singles our whole, for you, John, your whole adult life and most of my adult life, we've been in the Magic singles game. And in terms of, the Channel Fireball Marketplace, one of the, the deepest inventory will be Magic singles. And I think that, there's so much that goes into exiting the Magic singles market. Obviously, first and foremost is Channel Fireball is not a competitor to the retailers on the Channel Fireball Marketplace. And it's one thing to say something like that and to believe it and feel it, to be very genuine about it. But it's another to really put some skin in the game. And getting rid, I think, of the Magic singles was our way of, one, being serious about it. We're not going to sell Magic singles anymore. Our main product line for, 13, the whole existence of the website. And even before that, at Superstars of Sports, Superstars, the old retail store. But two, freeing up that bandwidth. I think anyone on, watching this, whether you're watching this live or you're watching it after the fact on YouTube, if you are a Magic singles retailer, you know how much energy it takes to stay on top of singles prices. The stress of getting more inventory, of going to shows, of buying and selling and doing all that. That's all mental bandwidth. That's all focus that's drawn into making your business a success. And we've lived that life. Vending at GPs, doing hot lists, buying, selling, this set's a little bit weaker. The set's super hot. We got to break more. Think about all the effort you go into to produce singles at your store. And we need to stop that. We need to put our effort, all of our mental focus on promoting the Channel Fireball Marketplace. So it was really twofold, I think. Like moving out of the singles business was a very serious message, I hope, because it feels like that to us, certainly, to all of our retail peers, like, hey, we're not doing this anymore. We've got, this is the weirdest thing, John. I was just answering questions on this. We have a huge event. I think it's going to be huge. I hope it's going to be a huge event in Las Vegas this November. And the weirdest thing is Channel Fireball is not going to have a booth there. We will not have a booth at this event. And when I read that, when I thought that and said that and read that, I was like, this is the first time an event like that's going to happen without a presence from Channel Fireball, right? In Las Vegas, right? And the fact is, it's not the business we're in anymore. It's not the business we're in anymore. Our business is marketing to retailers, marketing our former peers, because we're moving out of that Magic singles market, and drawing our focus into that, getting out of the Magic singles game and really, really drawing our focus into marketing the marketplace, and trying to get customers for other retailers is where we want to be. So it's kind of twofold, and it was a tough thing though. It was, it's tough. Like John and we're going to be traveling to Henderson later this beginning of next week. And it's the first time we go to the warehouse, and it's going to be empty. Are you ready for that, John? Are you ready to see an empty warehouse? Like I
saw the pictures. It's going to be weird not being able to build any deck we want to play, right? It's just like
that's true too. Like we were out of it. We don't own any singles. I have a cube, but because we've been able to say, oh hey, I kind of want to mess around with this deck. Let me build it. And now we're going to go to Channel Fireball Marketplace and buy our own singles the old-fashioned way, John. That's what we got.
I think the point about the events also, I didn't touch on this with the marketing, but it's like all the events we run now, with the Channel Fireball brand. The goodwill that events create for the community and all that obviously is now just building towards the marketplace and the Channel Fireball brand, where all of your products are going to be listed. So I think that, while Channel Fireball won't have a booth buying and selling single cards, Channel Fireball's brand will definitely be there, and promoting the marketplace and do whatever you can to drive traffic to your one of us on here is not muted. Let's see. I don't know what's going on.
Everything okay there? Okay. So there's a question here in the chat. It's Dylan again. Oh,
let me see what's going on.
Let me make sure that we're okay here. All right. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Some technical difficulties on our end. Look, whenever I'm operating something, technical difficulties are not far behind, so it can happen. All right.
Strand Jack, of course.
Oh, blame Dennis. Okay, here we go. There was a question from Dylan. How will the CFB Marketplace handle fraudulent orders and chargebacks? This is a really, I don't want to get on record here. This is in our FAQ. I think that suffice it to say, the singles market, and really with singles are super up and down, very volatile. We do not require sellers to accept returns or exchanges on singles, except when items are damaged in transit or items are not of the advertised grade. Those are the two big areas where we say, okay, you have to look at it. The other key thing is we protect you if you track the order. The ChannelFireball Marketplace will protect you as long as the order has tracking and it shows it's delivered. In most of those cases, if not all of those cases, the marketplace will protect you from fraudulent orders and chargebacks. So more than that, I think we'll get a link to the FAQ and drop that here in chat, and you can check it. It's very, very extensive, and I don't want to. Like I said, I don't want to. It would take a while to go through the whole buyer protection and seller protection policy, but definitely check that out. It's all covered in the FAQ on Channel Fireball, or maybe looking at CFBGG for now, obviously. So the site, just so you know, the reason we're mentioning CFB.gg and Channel Fireball is channelfireball.com has come down because we're going to put the marketplace up. Right? We're going to take the e-commerce site down and put the marketplace back up, which is why we had CFBG.gg to start with, so we could start onboarding retailers and get everything going there. And now that move is happening, and pretty soon everything will live at channelfireball.com. All right, John, will there be more offers like the MetaZoo offer for sellers on the marketplace?
Yeah, that's the goal for sure. The MetaZoo relationship that we have has been very good. Really pleasure working with Michael and the team at MetaZoo and bringing product to the sellers on the marketplace and on Binder POS. We're, as we've said all along, we're all about collaboration, and we're looking to work with publishers, both up and coming publishers like MetaZoo and LSS, and then obviously the more established publishers we worked with Wizards of the Coast, Pokemon, etc. And bringing value to the marketplace sellers and Binder POS customers is our goal. And whatever we can do to build relationships with publishers that are looking to get their game out into the local game stores. And events and marketing and content. I mean, we're working on those partnerships every day. So yeah, the goal is that offers similar to MetaZoo will be coming to the Channel Fireball Marketplace more often. And yeah, I mean that's basically what it is. So we're looking to add as much value to the sellers as possible. I
think one of the key elements here too, and we've done this in the store for years, where as retailers, and I think it behooves all of us as retailers to do this, is crowdsource it. Talk to your customers normally, like, hey, what's hot, what's new, what do you think is coming out? So now I'm going to do the same here and crowdsource to our retail customers, say, hey, if there are games on the come up, if there are things that you're like, hey, I wish I could source more of this, let us know. And we'll reach out to the manufacturer and say, hey, is there a way we can work together? We've got retailers on the Channel Fireball Marketplace who really want access to your product. We'd love to find a way to collaborate and get your product in the hands of more retailers, which is exactly what we've done with MetaZoo. And it's been a great relationship for us. And so, if there are items, products, things that you see on the horizon or already, kind of people banging down your door for, let us know, and we'll make the phone call. We'll send the email and see what we can make happen. I think that's, your greatest resource is always your customers. And now everybody here are our customers. So let's use that resource and lean into it. Okay, John, these are good questions. Good job, Gillette. Do you plan to integrate with additional platforms on the ChannelFireball Marketplace? Do we plan on the ChannelFireball Marketplace to integrate with other platforms?
Absolutely. I mean, that is one of our core principles as well. I mean, we want to make it as easy as possible for sellers to list on the ChannelFireball Marketplace as possible. So if you're on, Crystal Commerce, you're on BidWicket, you're on, another platform, we want to make it possible for you to integrate with the ChannelFireball Marketplace. And we're already in conversations or different stages of that integration already happening. Obviously, can't announce any timelines here, but yeah, we are open to collaborating with any of the platforms that people are storing their inventory on. And same with Binder POS. I mean, again, like obviously Binder POS has an integration with the marketplace now. And we've been beta testing, eBay integration, and are open to integrating with, all other platforms there as well. So we are not looking to control your inventory and have it only on our platform. It's really like where your inventory is, we want to be able to integrate with the CFB Marketplace. If you're a Binder POS customer, we want to integrate you with as many different platforms as possible. Obviously, the timeline there aren't timelines set. I don't want to overpromise here. But I mean, that is our philosophy. We want to connect your product to as many customers as possible.
And I think this is one of the key kind of tenets of the marketplace is getting retailers, getting your product, getting everybody's product in the marketplace everywhere. And so the real driving force behind the marketplace is to help all of you have your singles, your product, whatever it is you're selling, in front of as many eyeballs as possible. And part and parcel with that isn't just being open to integrating with other platforms. We actively want to be integrated with every platform under the sun, because that just provides more opportunities for the retailers on that platform to, yes, sell on our platform, but from their perspective, and this is the life, like I said, John and I lived for most of our adult life, is we want to have our products in as many places as possible, whether it's Amazon or eBay, TCG Player, the ChannelFireball Marketplace, our own storefront, the vendor booth, the walk-ins at the store. You want as many eyeballs on your cards, on your products as you can possibly get. And that's why, one of our other things is we always want retailers to have their own product, because yes, we're at the ChannelFireball Marketplace. Yes, transparency here. We want you to sell your cards to the ChannelFireball Marketplace. But if you want to sell that, I want you to sell that card over the counter in your store. I want you to sell that card on your website. I want you to sell that card wherever it is. And that's not me being magnanimous or us being magnanimous. I just know. I don't even believe I know. There's plenty of cards out there and plenty of customers out there that you're going to make those sales over the counter at your store and make good money, and you're still going to make sales in the ChannelFireball Marketplace. And so it's going to be fine. So the key is, I really, really think the key is getting your products as many places as possible. And we just want the ChannelFireball Marketplace to be one of those places. So it's not open to integrate. It's not, we'd love this. We want to integrate with whatever platform you're on, wherever you're selling right now. We want to integrate with that platform. That is something that is a huge drive for us. So
we're actively pursuing it as much as we possibly can.
Everywhere.
Both financially and collaboratively, trying to incentivize for people to integrate with us. So we are very open to it, and please let your provider know that you love that integration to the ChannelFireball Marketplace. I think that only can help.
Okay, so can you join the marketplace if you are not on Binder POS? Another part, can you join the marketplace if you're not? Because we're just talking about integrating and everywhere we want to integrate, but can you join the marketplace if you're not on Binder?
Yeah. I mean, on the marketplace, you can list individual items. You can also do a CSV upload. But I mean, if you're interested in joining the marketplace and you're not using Binder POS, you can email marketplace@channelfireball.com, or just go to cfb.gg and you can set up your seller account, register, and our team will be happy to help you get your inventory listed there. For
sure, yeah. And of course, the CSV upload not live yet because the website's down, but as soon as we come back up on channelfireball.com, we'll be ready to do it, ready to do that CSV upload. And trust me, if you have registered for the marketplace, you're probably gonna get a phone call from, hey, it's time, let's do it. Retailer rewards and all this stuff. You really want to be on the marketplace at launch, and there's no marketplace fees at launch. So every card you sell for that opening weekend, that's all yours. There are no fees for the marketplace. When we go live on Thursday till like 11:59 p.m. on Monday, and then John's already mentioned retailer rewards, all these prizes that you can get for the number of sales you have. But just in general, I think that's when you want to be there, because you're selling, no strings attached, just get the sale, get the money, and move on. Part and parcel with that, though, which is really, really key, is, Jon, how will ChannelFireball store credit work on the marketplace? What happens to all that store credit? You know, we have things like CFB Pro, where you're getting store credit back every month, and there's, you know, think about all the buys and sells we've made at the vendor booth, you know, online, our buy list, U-Box We Buy, all these ways that people have opted for store credit, and they have store credit on channelfireball.com right now, today. What happens to that store credit when we launch the ChannelFireball Marketplace?
What a segue. I was gonna chime in with the store credit being a reason you want to be there at launch. So yeah, I mean, all store credit that exists today, which is significant. I mean, hundreds of thousands of dollars in store credit that customers have on their ChannelFireball account will be able to be used for any of the products that are listed on the marketplace. So I think that, you know, there's no hiding it. Like, the amount of product that will be on the marketplace at launch will be far more than what ChannelFireball had. So you know, I think a lot of the customers who have store credit are going to spend it, you know, early on after launch. So I think that's a really good reason why you want to be on there, because all that store credit can be used on products that you are listing on the marketplace, and you know, you'll get that in cash, right? You're not getting store credit. So I mean, store credit is going to be just as good as cash to you, and for the customer, you know, they're generating it in some other way, or have generated it in some other way. Obviously, CFB Pro. Customers who are subscribers there get between $10 and $20 a month in store credit added to their account, and all of that money can just be spent with you on your store at, you know, no cost to you. So I mean, it's quite a powerful tool there, I think, where you know, people that have store credit, they'll be able to use it on your products. And you know, I think people are very just, I don't know, it's like looser in spending store credit versus cash, because it doesn't feel like real money, right? So I mean, yeah, it's gonna be good for all the sellers on the site, and yeah, definitely want to get on there early to take advantage of that, you know, amount of store credit out there.
I just want to amend one thing that Jon said. Jon, you said store credit is just as good as cash for sellers in the marketplace. That is not true. Store credit is cash. It's not. It's actually people use our store credit and they buy from you, and then we are going to send you a check, or, you know, you're going to get cash. It is not as good as cash. It is, for sellers on the ChannelFireball Marketplace, ChannelFireball store credit is cash, because we just write you a check figuratively, or send you the money, and it is cash in your wallet. So that there is no as good as, the same as, it is just cash. That is what it is. And so I think that's a huge thing. And everything you've said, Jon, is true, because all of a sudden you think about this, and I know retailers, I know everyone listening knows about this, is if you have a store credit option, you have customers on your site who have store credit, and they've wish list, or they have something they want and they're just waiting for it to get in stock. They're just waiting for it to get in stock. But guess what? For all those ChannelFireball customers, when we go live with the marketplace, suddenly all those cards that they wanted, everything that they were waiting and saving their, you know, credit for, is available to them. And you want to be on there to make sure that you're making that sale, right? That's what you want to do. So really, really key. That's just the way store credit works. And in the marketplace world, our store credit, the ChannelFireball store credit, becomes cash to you. So we have a question here. As a binder POS customer and CFB Marketplace seller, will I continue having access to MetaZoo bundles in the future? Also, is it a requirement to have binder POS for the bundles, or do you just need to be a CFB Marketplace seller?
Yeah, I mean, you'll have access as a CFB Marketplace seller. You'll have access, and as a binder POS customer, either one. You know, this is, you know, obviously the way that the Nightfall distribution happened, like, it was before Marketplace launch, and it was a little convoluted there. But yeah, basically everyone who signed up for the Marketplace or, you know, was a binder POS customer had access to the offer. And you know, that's kind of the way that we're working on it now. You know, things could change down the road, but so I don't want to, like, say for sure, but I mean, yeah, our whole core business right now is promoting the stores on the marketplace, and, you know, those using binder POS as well. So we want to bring as many offers like this as possible to the retailers.
Yeah, I think, you know, we haven't roadmapped out all the requirements for future offers, obviously, right? Because, and sometimes that's really dependent on the manufacturer. We got to take that into account. We can't make commitments where the manufacturers know we want to do this, we want to do that, which does happen. I think the real key here is knowing that our drive in all of these deals is providing value to ChannelFireball, the active sellers on the ChannelFireball Marketplace. You know, retailers who are really, really using the Channel Fireball Marketplace. And also, Binder POS, we try to, they're a sister company, they're a separate company, but we do try to, provide offers for them as well. But a lot of the focus right now, Channel Fireball Marketplace, get active, be selling on there so we can get you these opportunities, because that's what we do. This isn't just about, okay, we want to be self-serving. We go to these manufacturers and say, look at the traffic on the Channel Fireball Marketplace. Look at what we're doing on the Channel Fireball Marketplace. Hook us up so we can hook up other retailers. That's the way it works. It's not just about, oh, these guys just trying to get us in the marketplace. We need good numbers in the marketplace to get good deals for the marketplace. That's just business. So absolutely, that is a huge part of our roadmap. And that's when I said, we're not focused on singles anymore. Part of where our focus goes is making these deals with manufacturers to support retailers in the marketplace, as well as Binder. So, okay. Another question here from Dylan. Thank you, Dylan. Will the pricing API for CFB Marketplace be openly available? Is there any other API level access that will be available, whether openly or through a developer account? I'm going to go ahead and tackle this one. Our pricing API will not be openly available at launch. We're working with a few early partners before making that more widely available. So it's not going to be available right at launch, but we are discussing with other third-party partners on what to do with that and where that's going to go. So right now, that's where we're at. The other API we offer is our Sync API, which is what Binder uses to connect, and it's available to any retailer or platform looking to connect to the marketplace via API. That is, those are kind of the two APIs, but the Sync API is openly available. If your platform is interested, or you have something that's interested in syncing, email us. I think it's info@Binder POS. You can email and we will get started on that right away. Well, the Binder team will get started on that right away. So that is openly available. Those are the two APIs available. Okay. We've already answered this, but I think it is important enough because I know I've answered a lot of emails and Discord queries on this that I think it bears repeating. Will the Channel Fireball Marketplace always be located at cfb.gg?
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned earlier, this was just a temporary thing because we needed to onboard stores onto the marketplace before the marketplace was live. But yeah, the marketplace will be living at channelfireball.com. I mean, that's the website that gets all the traffic, has the SEO history, that's where people know to go. So, I mean, that's where the website is going to be living. The cfb.gg was just a short-term thing that we needed to do to onboard stores. And I mean, I like the domain. So, I mean, we might keep it as a shortened version anyway and just have it forward to channelfireball.com. But yeah, I mean, channelfireball.com is going to be where it lives.
Many people probably don't realize this, but definitely don't realize this about John. He loves domains. The number of domains on the GoDaddy account is a lot. So John, when he says he loves the domain, he really means that. So I would not be surprised if the marketplace would be channelfireball.com. We want, as we talked about earlier in the presentation here, one of our major goals is to take advantage of that native traffic. We'd be foolish to not do that, right? That's the whole point of launching the marketplace with the Channel Fireball branding, is to take advantage of that native traffic. There's millions of visitors every month. But I would not be surprised if we haven't heard the last of cfb.gg. So, but no, the marketplace will be on channelfireball.com. How long? This is some other stuff I know we've already covered, but just to kind of nail down some specifics, how long is the no fees promotion valid on the marketplace? This is the marketplace side only. I know Binder POS is running a separate promotion, but just for the marketplace, how long are there no fees on the marketplace?
So I guess it's from the Thursday that we launch on September 30th until the end of day Monday, October 4th. There will be no fees charged for any sellers on the marketplace. Whether you are integrated through Binder POS or just manually, there are no fees charged. No marketplace fees, credit card fees still apply, but yeah, no marketplace fees will be charged for the first 5 days. Yeah, so yeah, get on there. It's going to be a good time.
Best time to do it. That's why you want to be there at launch. Really, that's I've talked to a lot of retailers. It's why you want to be there at launch, because it's going to be, you're going to get the best return on everything you sell. You've got that Channel Fireball store credit, so people have a bunch of money in their pocket already, and there's only one place they can spend it. That's the key, right? That's why we all love store credit. It's like, okay, you've got money in your pocket, but there's only one place you can spend it. And now all that Channel Fireball store credit, there's only one place they can spend it, on the Channel Fireball Marketplace. So how do the reward tiers, and you touched on this, how do the reward tiers for the marketplace work? And the reason this gets asked a lot is the way the tiers work is there's prizes for, there's always, I think every tier has like a Magic prize, a Flesh and Blood prize, or a Yu-Gi-Oh prize, and a Pokemon. There's multiple things in every tier. And so one of the things that retailers have been asking is, okay, what do I do? I just say, okay, I want the Magic prize here and I want the Flesh and Blood prize here. So break it down for us, Sean. How does it work? Do I have to start picking and choosing what items I want at each tier?
No. Everyone, when you hit a tier, you get everything in that group. So can we throw it up here on the screen, or maybe you can do it later? It's fine, but or link to it, I guess, the promotion. But at every different sales level, I think starting at $1,000, if you sell $1,000 in the first month, you get a selection of promotional cards, some exclusive ones shared with us by Legend Story Studios. Thank you very much, Chris and James. And then some other Pokemon, MetaZoo, Magic promotional cards. But then, up to like 5,000, 10,000, 25,000, 100,000. There's different tiers. And each of those tiers, you're getting a bundle of products that you can sell in your store. It's a mix of different products from Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Flesh and Blood. I didn't know there's some MetaZoo, I'm not sure, but just basically a bundle of product that you'll be able to sell it in your store or on the marketplace. And kind of, it's a bit of a kickback for the fees you're paying and just supporting the marketplace at launch. It's our appreciation. But you get all of them in stack. So to answer the question correctly. Yeah.
It builds and builds and builds. So for every tier you hit, you get that tier, and every tier you've hit before. And there's a link in the chat right now. We dropped it in there with all the information on retailer rewards. And that's another reason you want to get there at launch, because that's when the clock starts ticking. And so the more sales you make right off the bat, the more you're building up to those top tier rewards in the retailer rewards. What are you most excited about bringing the ChannelFireball Marketplace to market? I mean, man, that's a huge question, because this is all we've been working on for so long. And what are you most excited about?
What am I most excited about? I think like just being a retailer and local game, like a brick and mortar retailer, online retailer for, I guess, 27 years. It is a challenging profession, I guess, right? There's a lot of ups and downs, and some of the challenges that we've had and a lot of people in the industry have had are over the platforms that exist. And I think, when we merged with Finder POS and we decided to launch a ChannelFireball Marketplace, a big reason for that is just we saw the opportunity to kind of do things the right way and do it in a way that will support retailers. So that's really our focus here, is providing a platform that, services the retailers in a fair way that's sustainable for them, and it can help grow their business. And then, I guess, combining that with the brand ChannelFireball that we've built up already, and then just like the marketing, experience we have, and just being able to drive traffic to retailers and being able to give opportunities that maybe they wouldn't be available to them individually. Those are all things that I'm very personally excited about. It's just kind of like the supporting the community that we've been a part of for so long. And so I guess the thing I'm most excited about is doing more to support retailers in our industry, and just seeing the different ways that we can do that, because we've already seen it even before launching the marketplace, a lot of these publishers wanting to work with us, and I think that's only going to grow as the marketplace grows. So just really looking forward to adding value to retailers.
I think, in a similar vein, and this will be a little bit more circuitous, John and I took a step back from ChannelFireball.com a number of years ago when we started running GPs. We started running, at the time, GPs, then Magic Fest, and we put all of our focus there. I can unreservedly say the best thing about running live events is the communal feel, the vibe. We used to call it the vibe in the room. And running live events for both of us really became about community building. And then, the world changed. The pandemic hit, COVID hit, and we saw ourselves as a retailer starting to struggle, and we saw other retailers in the market really starting to struggle. And our business, whether it's internal for me, the marketing team, for John, really the larger company, fundamentally is about community building, whether it's within the walls of the Superstars of Sports warehouse, the ChannelFireball warehouse, whether it's live events within, the four corners of that conference hall, that convention hall, or now whether it's with retailers, and really trying to say, I mean, it's scary now that, Saso, you're turning into one of the elder statesmen in this magic and retail world. But that's where we're north of 40 now, so we're getting there.
Yeah.
And trying to find a way to build that community with retailers. Too many times retailers, I think, this is just me here, they're so zero sum. And there's a way, and I've said this before in this presentation, there's enough customers out there, there's enough product out there that everybody can really not just make sales, but really find success. And that is where we really came up with the ChannelFireball Marketplace, and being very, very retail focused, finding deals, whether it's MetaZoo, working with more publishers. And then I think one of the key things that we don't talk about a ton is it being retailers only. And that was we've experienced this when we were stressed out about the amount of stress we had over trying to price compete on different marketplaces was huge. And you look at that, I'll date myself here, but you look at things and you're like, how are they selling a Jason the Mind Sculptor at that price? How are they selling all this stuff? And it's because there's no overhead, right? It's peer to peer. And removing that from the equation, while providing customers out there with a better experience, because everybody here that's a retailer, what the difference is. What the difference is when you're working with customers at your store, when you're sending stuff from your store, you're providing a better experience. That's part of our competitive, or I shouldn't say our, because we're moving out of that world, but that's part of the competitive advantage that customers get dealing with professional stores. And we wanted to really provide a safe haven for that. And so that's, I think, speaking for myself, when I say what I'm most excited about personally with the ChannelFireball Marketplace is really the opportunity to community build with retailers and put in safeguards for retailers by providing better opportunities for product and kind of moving away from that peer-to-peer world and creating a really, really retail-focused marketplace. And again, I'm cheating because I do think that's way better for the customers because of the quality of service and the presentation and customer service that I know retailers can provide. This is a quick and easy one. How long does the sign up process take up for the marketplace? This isn't about the approval. The approval number could take up to 48 hours, but the actual sign up process where, hey, I'm a retailer, I'm coming to the marketplace, and now I'm good to go. What is that? How long does that take?
It only takes about 15 minutes. So yeah, there's a couple different steps that retailers need to do. It's uploading their business information, for to be able to list it on the marketplace and getting set up with Stripe. But I mean, all of that is relatively quick. And then, the approval process, part of which is in our control, part of which isn't, can take up to 48 hours. But a lot of the time it's been happening way quicker. But yeah, it's a quick and easy process. So we definitely encourage you to do it sooner rather than later, because we expect a huge influx of people wanting to do it next week or right when it launches. So the sooner the better for getting everything set up and getting yourself in the queue to get integrated as quickly as possible.
So, okay, now you've laid that out. What information do I need to submit if I'm a seller and I want to be on the marketplace? What information do I need to submit to onboard?
So you need the business license, resale number, right? And that's the primary documentation you need to upload through the marketplace. And then with Stripe, actually, I don't have that information, but it's a pretty quick and easy process.
It's just your banking info. You need
banking info, right? So they know where to send the money, right? So
and then the other thing,
information plus banking.
The other thing that you always need to do is the T's and C's. It's literally like, so here's your reseller license, because as I said, we're retailers only. We want to make sure that you're a retailer if you're on the ChannelFireball Market. So your retailer license, your business license, if your state supports that, not all states have that, but your reseller license, your business license, and then you have to onboard with Stripe, which is just verifying your banking info, making sure that's all okay, and you click the T's and C's, and there you go. It's a real quick process, like 10 to 15 minutes, and that's like, I think that's stretching it. If you have your banking info and look, we're not building in like, oh no, where's my reseller ID? You got to have that ready, right? But if you have everything lined up and you have your banking info at your fingertips, you're going to get through it like that. It's a very, very quick and an easy process. Final question, and then we'll get out of here, because we have Wizards of the Coast coming up next. We're going to talk about the WPN program. So it's a really, really great presentation. I'm super excited to have Wizards on here. We get this one a lot too. Will you be able to offer custom products, bespoke items on the ChannelFireball Marketplace?
So again, it's on the roadmap. We don't have it at launch, but yeah, we are definitely, this is one of the higher priorities on the list of things that we want to add to the marketplace after launch. As we discussed with the regional expansion and the product line expansion, it's a similar answer that, we're focused on making sure the launch of the marketplace goes as smoothly as possible and everything is stable there before we add anything on. And we don't want to we don't want to make promises of a timeline of anything until we know. Just that's one of our things. We don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. We'd rather do the opposite. So at this time, there's not a timeline, but we are fully aware that there's a need for this. Obviously with graded cards being so popular, people want to be able to scan those cards and list them on the marketplace, or just add custom products as well. So certainly on the roadmap. As soon as the launch happens, it goes successfully, I think we can be more transparent with some of the things that we'll be rolling out next. And this is certainly high on that list.
Okay, John, we're up against it here. Any final thoughts here as we're going to launch week for the ChannelFireball Marketplace?
Thank everyone for all their support. I think really, the retailers have been really receptive to kind of what we're doing here. We truly are trying to launch the best marketplace out there for the retailers that will help build their business and build with us, right? Like we're doing a lot. We're putting all of our energy into building this marketplace out and really building up all the retailers that are on it. So, love to have you on board if you're not already. If you already have, thank you very much. And we're just really looking forward to next Thursday. It's been a year and a half in the making, and the time is finally here. So very excited to be a part of it. And obviously the team that we have here have been working really hard. And thank you to all the retailers out there doing everything that you do every day to build community in your local area or online and Facebook groups and everything. I think that's what makes this whole industry so fun to be a part of. So thank you for everything you do every day.
I just want to add, I've said it over and over, but John and I have come from, really John more than anybody, from a retail background in this industry. And so having the opportunity to community build and really work with retailers has been great. Give us your feedback, even if you're on the marketplace. Tell us what you want to see. And I get it. Sometimes you're stretched thin. Maybe it's not something you want to do right now. I hope you do. I want to encourage you to do it, but you don't need to be on the ChannelFireball Marketplace to be part of the discussion. And I think if you have kind of thoughts in your mind about how to make this a better product, even if you're not participating, let us know. And I hope one of the key things I really, really hope is apparent is we've been there. I've slept under tables at PTQs because we're so tired. I've, taking naps and turning off. I've had late nights repricing cards at, before we go live to the vendor booth the next day. John and I have lived that life. We years and years ago, it was like, oh my gosh, tournament, Shards hasn't gone very well. Tournaments aren't going well. We've got rent to pay. We've got payroll to make. We've got to do all those things. We've got that stress. And so, look, we've lived that life. And I think for anyone who's lived that life, you don't forget that life. You know what it's like. So no matter where we go, what we've done, whether we're running GPs, or launching a website or launching a marketplace, the retailer life, when you've lived it as long as we have, is something that sticks with you. So we speak that language, and we've felt that stress and lived that life, and want to do everything we can to pass on whatever knowledge we've had, we've learned, and build structures and build processes and build a marketplace that protects other retailers from having to go through all those hard lessons. So please use us as a resource. There is a Facebook group for the ChannelFireball Marketplace. You don't need to be on the ChannelFireball Marketplace to join it. We check it all the time. If you have questions, and even if they're not just retail questions, hey, drop us a line in there. We have a whole team of people. And normally that stuff does get routed to either myself or Saso. I'm one of the admins, so I see everything that gets posted in there. So check out that Facebook group so that we're available to you all. As John already said, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us live. Thank you so much for watching this video if you're doing that. And join us, whether you're watching or selling, September 30th, Thursday, the ChannelFireball Marketplace goes live, and check it out. Can't wait to be working with you then or in the future beyond that. So thank you so much for your time. Right now, coming up next, we have Harper O'Neill and Alexander Smith from the retail development team from Wizards of the Coast. So Harper O'Neill and Alexander Smith from the retail development team from Wizards of the Coast coming up here in about 5 minutes. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.